I'm back. And goats. Lovely.
If you find this song annoying, I totally get it. I didn't like that sample the first few times I heard this either. But I kinda learned to love it over time, I guess. Mostly this song clicked with me when I heard it in my car, not even for my year-end listen through, just on the radio. Beyonce absolutely steals the show on the remix, no doubt, even though her parts are mostly in English. She's even able to make some weird lines like this work.
I've been giving birth on these haters 'cause I'm fertile.
You get it? Cause she gave birth to twins earlier this year, and I don't really want to think about how you would give birth on a person, just you.
It's a grower, trust me. And if it's not for you, fair enough. So, Justin Timberlake pretty much sat out 2017, yet this still proved to be a powerhouse, even re-entering the top 20, which is just insane to me. I mean, it's still a notch below great, but I'll definitely take it over whatever the hell he released in 2018. Like, I don't know what this is, but actually that's the end of that sentence. I don't know what this is.
M's in my bank account, yeah, in my bank account.
0 out of 5 was too harsh before. It's not egregious, but it's just not worth caring about. Like, at all. Although it's worth noting that the song Flashbulbs, which this song samples, is a much more menacing song.
Metro Boomin, taking the edge out of samples since 2017, even when the artists therefore are supposed to be edgy. You see the problem, right?
I made a lot of people mad with my fake out of this song on my best list. To be clear, I did that fake out for the sake of wordplay and not because I hate this song. In fact, I like it a lot, despite the fact that I think the chorus shouldn't swamp everything out with bass.
Don't you give up, nah, nah, nah. I won't give up, nah, nah, nah.
This song almost had the same position on the 2017 year-end as it did on the 2016 year-end. That would have been cool. Anyway, I really like this. It sounds good and fits Bieber pretty well. If this had a more impactful drop, this could have been great tier-worthy, but good is still pretty good. I mean, duh. On one hand, it's weird that a band this old and random got a hit in 2017, but now I don't think I can imagine a 2017 where this wasn't huge. That's hindsight bias for you.
I'm still pretty upset that Wish I Knew You or Way Down We Go weren't hits, even though it was pretty clear from the beginning that they wouldn't be. I'm just biased, alright?
So rock-a-bye, baby, rock-a-bye.
Daily Struggle! Child stars going on to make more sexual music tends to turn me off, but Ariana Grande keeps striking gold somehow. I think what works best in this song's favor is that Ariana plays her sexual encounters more coyly, while Nicki gets to be more explicit. It's a subtle contrast that I think works better than most people give it credit for. I'm really proud of the way I talked about this song on my best list, probably because I'm just excited to talk about this album soon, I promise.
If you only knew the bad things I like.
Miserable and tedious. Uplifting and delightful.
I don't like your little games.
Never mind, the 'cause she's dead part is really stupid.
This was the song that everyone had to get a word in about this year, and I'm not surprised. Taylor Swift's arc is really interesting, especially when you contrast what her persona's been like for the past few years leading up to the Kanye Famous drama, and her response in the form of this. And I was willing to give this the slightest bit of slack for a couple moments I thought sounded nice, but upon re-listens, I can't even enjoy those anymore because of how everything around these pastful moments is just ugly as sin. And as I feared, the rest of her reputation seems to fall into the same pitfalls that this does. Joy.
And you gotta love how Taylor just can't catch a break on the Hot 100 with this album. At the time of recording this song isn't even in the top 50 anymore. For a song that went to number 1 early on, that's pathetic.
I don't wanna know who's taking you home.
I don't think I've seen a single person defend this song, and for good reason.
I got fake people showing fake love to me, straight up to my face.
Well, now we're showing real disinterest in you, Drake. Tell me which one you prefer.
You know I love it when the music's loud, but come on, strip that down for me.
Weak.
Last night took a L, but tonight I bounce back.
One of the best choruses of this year. Or at least it would be if the rhyming was non-existent.
Tonight I bounce back, catch the check and bounce back. Every week I bounce back. You know how to bounce back.
He's not even doing internal rhymes, but the rest of the song is dope, so I can forgive that. Shrunk on me slightly because it's just a little too perfect, if that makes any sense. It sounds incredible, of course, but not better than Party Monster or False Alarm. Sorry. Sexier than you would otherwise think. Since making my last top 20 ranking in September, I've noticed one pretty big flaw in this song.
We should take this back to our place.
Yeah, the way the vocals clip is annoying and off-putting.
It doesn't even really add anything. The vocal effects used here are fine enough on their own without having to be clipped out this frequently. Were they removing mistakes or something? They should have just done another take if that's the case. Fortunately, this problem isn't as prevalent in the second verse, and I can enjoy the rest without guilt.
Of course, this is probably the worst song on Flickr, but given how much I love that album, that's not really saying that much.
I've been on the low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm at a
Okay, fine, this song isn't that good, I get it.
I'm happy to defend some songs in spite of the backlash, but lately I've been feeling that this song has been more exhausting to defend than it is rewarding. I'm happy that this has saved lives and made the suicide hotline number in the United States more common knowledge, but other than that, this has just been falling flat for me lately. I still don't hate it, and I don't think I ever will, or at least I hope I don't. But I don't exactly like this at the moment either.
And a lot of that comes back to that infamous line, you know the one.
who can relate? Woo!
In addition to just being a stupid idea, this line actually makes the weaknesses of the song more apparent. It's just not easy to relate to. The lyrics are wishy-washy and non-specific. There's no easy way to convey internal pain and desire to end it all, and Logic doesn't do a good job of it, either in his delivery or writing. The most specific thing said is when Alessia Cara mentions being chest-to-chest with a lover, but even that's unhelpful because not everyone dates or even can date. I mean, I'm 23 years old and I've never had a girlfriend.
Though it still doesn't really bother me how quickly this progresses, believe it or not.
I realize it doesn't take just one phone call to make pain or suicidal thoughts go away, but to me, it doesn't feel like that's what this song is trying to tell you anyway. With how non-specific this song is, it feels more like the message is supposed to be, it gets better. And yeah, that's a cliche too, but from the outside looking in, that's kind of the only thing I can think to say in these moments of crushing self-doubt.
Though it is kind of sad that I have to interpret it like this on my own and the song itself doesn't convey that very well. That's the biggest problem with this song. It's missed potential.
Still, I can't justify saying this song is bad because it's at least competently composed and sounds inoffensive. Plus, Khalid's performance is legitimately really good. With better writing and research and maybe a little more focus on the guest performances over Logic, this could have turned out great. But what we got instead is kinda mediocre, I'm sorry to say. And I'm only just realizing this now.
Speaking of Alessia Cara,
This shrunk on me for similar reasons as 1-800. It's a little too unfocused in its message for it to truly shine, and I don't think it uses Alessia Cara's potential very well. Here and Wild Things led me to believe that she'd fill the role of an angsty teen, so self-empowerment seems out of her range.
She has dreams to be.
Also, the melodies on the verses just aren't very catchy, and they kinda go nowhere, and overall this just feels overproduced. Yeah, repeat listens did not help this song, especially with how frequently it played on the radio during its peak, dear god. Yeah, I'm not alone in hating this song. No surprises there. Not quite as good as Broccoli, but it's at least in the same ballpark. Another song that's kind of blandly perfect. The Vocaloid drop is cool, and this is one of Selena's all-time best performances, yeah, but
first time with Ellie Goulding is just so much better. Not sexy. Like, at all.
this got popular because of a meme that, in my opinion, is even weaker than the raindrop drop top phenomenon that propelled Bad and Bougie to #1, but the ends justify the means. It's funny to me that Donald Glover couldn't get a true hit rapping, but he does get one by making psychedelic rock in 2017. This is why this year is going to be interesting for future chart nerds to look back on.
And it left a pretty good song to boot.
But stay low.
Every element of this is creepy in the best ways. The bass, the synth riff, Gambino's outstanding vocal performance. This is the kind of thing that doesn't get popular, and yet, here we are. I do feel like it's held back a bit by not having as much of a punch as it should, but I feel like that's just nitpicking. Also, the rest of the album is pretty great too, so it's hard to complain.
As for memes, just stick with Bonfire or Sweatpants. They have so much more meme potential than this song does. It's not even funny. I mean, it is, but you know what I mean.
That little bitch, you can fuck with me if you wanted to.
Okay, I take back what I said about Cardi B being a poser.
Since I originally talked about this song, I heard Cardi B on No Limited Motorsports, and I am forced to admit that she is actually a pretty good rapper, and that she does have her quirks that set her aside from Nicki Minaj. I am willing to admit that I was dead wrong about this.
That said, I still don't really like Bodak Yellow.
I don't think this is her A-game. Adapting a mediocre flow from a contemptible rapper over a trap beat that doesn't evolve above average is not really enough to impress me. Plus, I think she doesn't have the best material on this.
And I just took my account, turns out I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich.
Most people seem to think that this is a fire line, and I don't get it. It's about on par with 21 Savage counting to 8 on bank account, if I'm honest.
Baby, there's nothing holding me back.
Awesome.
You just want attention. You don't want
Breathtaking.
Send me your location, let's focus on.
This is a song I always enjoy way more than I expect to. It's minimalist, arguably to a fault, but it's easy to vibe to. I'm still kinda surprised this stage is consistent enough to nearly crack the top 5th of the year-end list, since it only peaked at 16.
I'm a motherfucking starboy.
The ultimate villain song, and a pretty good opener to a very uneven album.
I'm a fucking black Beetle, cream seats in the Regal.
Rock on!
When I'm with you, all I get is wild thoughts.
This song is honestly more divisive than I think it should be. In my mind, this would be a perfect song if the writing wasn't kinda bad.
The backbeat and the guitar sample are just too good. How is this a DJ Khaled song?
All you have to do is stay a minute, just take.
Grew on me.
This went from being my least favorite Alessia Cara hit of the year to being my favorite, albeit barely. I think I can appreciate the fact that this is the only one of the bunch that doesn't try to be a profound statement. It's just a love song after all, kinda.
Though the writing was never my issue with the song.
For several months I hated the drop for its abrasiveness and warping of Alessia's vocals, but when I re-listened to the entire year-end, I think the drop kinda clicked with me. It sounds tolerable. Maybe someday it'll even sound amazing. But now that I'm able to get past that, it's a 3 out of 5 for me instead of a 2 out of 5.
I am still waiting for Alessia Cara to make a song as good as Here Again, though.
24 karat magic in the air.
Bruno has the coolest life. Or at least it kinda feels that way.
And you are
Best thing Sway Lee will ever do.
Mask on, fuck it, mask on.
Fun fact, at one point earlier this year I considered putting this at #1 on my worst list for its sheer lack of passion or effort, but it's not that bad, I guess. It's one of the laziest, most worthless songs to become a hit this year, but it's not that bad.
I don't really care if you cry.
I expected to get a lot of crap for including this on my worst list, and that didn't happen. I do want to thank you for that. However, there is something I want to address that I did get called out for regarding this entry.
A couple of people have said that I shouldn't assume that Lil Uzi Vert doesn't suffer from suicidal thoughts or depression, and to that I say, you're 100% right. That was very stupid of me.
I still don't like this song at all, but me using this point against the song was wrong, or at the very least it was poorly worded. Uzi very well could be a troubled person mentally, and I just don't know it. It's careless of me to make an assumption like that when celebrities like Robin Williams have taken their lives seemingly out of nowhere. Now this doesn't really change my fundamental argument against this song. It still doesn't feel genuine to me because the writing and the performance are just not that great to me. But taking it personally, even if it was with good intentions to kind of compliment the guy, was wrong, and for that I apologize.
I'm the one, yeah. Ooh, ooh,
I'm simultaneously of the mind that this song is annoying as hell and catchy as hell.
Say you won't let go.
Bleh.
Now they always say congratulations.
Grew on me ever so slightly, but my chief complaints with this song still stand. I still think the beat is mismatched with the topic, I still think this focus is too much on flexing on the haters, and Quavo didn't need to be here. But it doesn't annoy me as much as it used to, I guess. I'll admit to this being a song I'm not always in the mood to listen to, but when I am, it is incredible. The percussion is intense and pounding, the guitar riff is haunting.
And I still stand by this being an impressive vocal performance from Dan, and here's why.
First of all, the shrieking pain is a note that I can't even imagine hitting, and the cadence it's followed up with is both somehow powerfully raspy yet crisp, despite how high the notes go. This is a strong as hell falsetto. I'm convinced this is the reason this song is transposed down for live performances. This would probably kill Dan's voice if they didn't do that on tour.
With how weird this song is, I'm kinda surprised that this nearly matched Radioactive's peak and that it was in the top 10 of the year-end, but that's 2017 for you, and I'm not gonna complain.
Body like a back road, driving with
I think I'm the only critic who hasn't mentioned this on a worst list video. It probably deserves to be on mine, but I don't care. It has never angered me that much. I just find the concept so hilarious in its stupidity now.
so baby, pull me closer in the backseat.
Unarguably the most culturally significant song of the decade.
My bitch is bad and bullshit, bad. Cooking up dope with a Uzi.
Rest in peace, Takeoff.
Memories do not open review hype.
Bitch, sit down. Be humble.
Yes.
Lucky for you, that's what I like. That's what I like.
Another song that's kind of blandly perfect. It happens, especially with pastiches.
Despacito.
Song of the summer, and I couldn't be happier.
And finally, the biggest song of 2017.
I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull.
I think it deserved it.
I don't like my review of this song. I think I kinda oversimplified certain aspects of this song while looking too deep into others, particularly some of the elements of the production. And I think part of that is because when I hear this, it doesn't really register for me that it's a sex song.
I mean, does this sound like any other sex song you've heard?
No, of course it doesn't. On some level, I do agree that this sounds cheap and there's not a lot going on, but that kinda adds to the charm for me. Besides, there is enough texture and rhythm to make up for some of the missing elements you'd expect to be there. And upon re-listens, it's easy to catch things that you're not always looking for.
Also, the writing isn't really what you would expect from a sex song.
Your love was handmade for somebody like me.
The lyrics feel like they focus more on the hookup itself than the sex that comes with it. Unlike Sam Hunt, Ed doesn't seem to be trying to rush foreplay. It's all about the mundane, which is exactly what the hookup is. And Ed doesn't hide the fact that he's shallow here, but he also doesn't come off as a bad person. After all, both of them know what they're getting into.
And that's the review that I should have given this song in the first place.
As for 2017 as a whole, this year got 299 points out of a possible 500 with me. In contrast, 2016 scored 290 points. So even though I don't agree that 2016 was bad, I do agree that 2017 was better. So that's nice.
I'm Sick of EOT1, Memories Do Not Open review coming next, and take care.
I'm in love with the shape of you.
Wait. One more thing. I am not doing a proper winter top 20 ranking, so here's the current top 20 ranked really quickly with no commentary.
I'm on some wrong nigga shit. Take the nigga bitch. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
If it's meant to be, it'll be. I'm bad in love. I don't gotta dance, I make money move. Cartier body in a Rari. Diamonds all over my body.
Motorsport, put that thing in sports.
I'm sorry that I let you down.
I'm way too good at goodbye. Man, I feel just like a rock star.
If I didn't ride blade on curve, would you still?
In the end, it's him and I. I'll be over now, but I feel it still. Havana, ooh, na, na.
Lightning and the thunder.
No limit, I'm a fucking soldier. Ay.
Darling, you look perfect. I got no rules, I count 'em.
Hey guys, thanks for watching this long 2-part video. If you haven't seen them yet, check out my worst list and best list for 2017 or my Earthbound Let's Play. Also, please like and subscribe, obviously, or dislike, because why not? And bye!
My head and not my heart. I was drunk.